Hello again. I'm Pamela Stansberry. This is kind of my part two of talking about the practicality of consciousness and compassion. So, getting back into consciousness, awareness, and compassion, and some of the ways to cultivate consciousness um, can be very simple, and it's very private, and it's very intimate within yourself. So consciousness, anything in your life can actually bring you a deeper knowledge of who you are. It is not just my belief, but it is a belief in a lot of traditional religions, Hinduism, Tibetan Buddhism, uh, who knows what other, but that life itself will give you um, what you need in a perfect way to heal yourself, to understand yourself more in the very lifetime, and as is. So that's sometimes referred to as yoga, not just the yoga you do on a mat, but it's the yoga you do for life. It's a life experience of spirituality where everything you experience is actually going to help you understand a deeper aspect of who you are, what you're doing, what your purpose is, how to find your joy, how to find your way to navigate in a functional manner, and how to be a happier human being, a more aware, conscious human being, consciousness, being more aware of who you are. And there's my dogs again, making me more patient and bringing me great joy and love as they annoy me sometimes. Don't do it. So anyway, so what back to that interior. So one of the things about consciousness is really whatever it is. I found a lot of um, my awareness and awakenings came with illness when I went through a lot of illness and being aware of having to. I actually had to become very aware of what I needed to do to heal. And I came from a passive suicidal depression. So I had a lot to heal. Hold on a second. You two, now. Come here. Again, come here. Do it. Come here. Thank you. And that's me being cranky with my dog because they just make a ruckus. You come up here and sit down. All right, sit down. Thank you, you big beast. Anyway, okay. Patience is helpful for happiness. And I do love my dog, even though I'm about. Yeah. So, anyway, she's sitting right behind me, and the other one's out in the yard just waiting. Just waiting. Anyway, so back to interior aspects that are going to help you have practicality. I'm watching like a mama. She's what she's going to get into. So a lot of that for myself was healing that process. I just wanted to be rid of some of the angst and the pain I was feeling in my own body. Not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I really went through as a childhood abuse, respectful relationship with my father. He's since passed. There's a lot to heal in my life, and that has actually caused me to go a lot deeper than maybe some other people may have needed to go, because I realized that I wanted a healthy relationship in my life, and I wanted to be able to have one of those. And to be able to do that, I had to really work at myself to even allow that to happen in my life. And I wanted to be able to be functional and be able to make good choices. So to do that, I actually had to get past the depth of the suicidal depression first, which I did in a, first I faced it with, I didn't face it. I faced it by medicating and alcoholism and drugs and whatever I could to block it out. Well, that didn't work. That made it worse, and it will make it worse. But the topic here is consciousness and compassion and why it's practical. So life leading me through this, as unpleasant as that was, um, it still brought to me what I needed to get me to where I need to be for myself. And for myself, with every choice I made that was particularly positive, it shifted my reality in a way where I was brought something else that was particularly positive. That one thing led to another, and that's just the way you go, is one step at a time. So you don't get to jump to the end result, and I'm not even sure if it ever stops. I think this is an ongoing process. So I hope you can hear me. I'm out in the country. There's tractors going by, cars, trucks, all kinds of stuff. But um, anyway, so with mine, one of the things that just led me to see first was how broken I was and how sad, how I felt, how insecure I felt in my body. And I was like, how do I change that? And so my initial getting past just suicidal depression just was me screaming at God to say, I'm either out of here or you help me. And so God did start leading me intuitively through the heart. And I was led both through the heart and intellectually, that I had to do my effort. And so, just simple things, praying, look for things, not doing things that cause you shame, little practicalities like that. Uh, Starting to look like, do I really want to do that? Is that going to end well? What is really going to feed my soul? Is drinking heavily going to feed my soul, or is maybe going for a walk, maybe going and meditating, maybe eating a little healthier, maybe looking at doing things that I love. I got back into my art and music and writing. That was tremendous. And so that's the practicality of it. That's what I was led to do. And then I started studying. I studied different religions, all kinds of religions, and I went deeper. When I didn't know something, I just delved deeper. And um, one of the first things was I was very actually repulsed by Christianity, even though I love the idea of Jesus, of what I felt Jesus was and what I felt God was, which was love and forgiveness and acceptance. I just didn't see it in religion. You know, I decided, well, I really don't know that much about it, so I really need to read more about it. And I read the Bible, front to back, back to front, and again. And then I started studying about what it meant, and I used, codexes and things, like guides or interpretations. There's a Greek to English translation book, and it goes the other way as well. And I looked things up and looked at what certain words meant and what is the deeper meaning in it. And I started my process like that. So now the practicality of that is I learned. And if you're learning, you're open, your heart is open, and your mind is open. And if you're learning, you're growing as well. And a lot of learning is letting go of things that you thought you knew, but you really don't. It wasn't correct. There were misinformation. So you have to kind of stay in that open state. And I'm getting to a point now I'm going to have to take another break and come back. But this is Pamela Stansberry, and we're talking about the practicality of consciousness and compassion. And I will be back in just a second with part 3. Thank you.